Hello Virgos and happy birthday. Thank you so much for joining me at Leonora AstroTarot. It is a pleasure to have you here. This is a very new channel, so I am delighted that you have decided to come and spend some time with me. I know there's tons of stuff out there on YouTube that you can click on and everything, but I really am happy to have you with me. So this is going to be sort of a birthday forecast read for you Virgos. So I'll be posting this early in the Virgo season. God, that candle is kind of useless. It keeps going. The wick is strange. Anyway, back to you, Virgo. I also want to say this read is also for anyone with strong Virgo energy. So Virgo risings, you guys are very welcome. Virgo moons, anyone that has just strong Virgo in your chart, because of course you may well be a Gemini, for instance, but have your moon and rising, and you could have other planets in Virgo. So your Virgo energy is the primary kind of energetic signature when it comes to your chart. If you're unsure or unfamiliar with your own personal chart, I do natal chart readings, both basic, beginners, and more advanced, if you do know some things about your chart. I also do transit readings, so that's your personal horoscope, and it will give you a sense of what kind of energy you are facing currently in your life. All of the information is below in the description box. You can reach me at leonora.astrotarot@gmail.com if that does interest you. But Virgos, let's have a little look at the energy that you are currently facing. So as the sun is moving into Virgo season will be beginning at the same time as the blue moon, the full moon in Aquarius. So the blue moon happens once every few years. It's rare. It's not quite as rare as the saying would have us believe, but it doesn't happen very much, and it's when there's two full moons in the same sign. So the energy of the beginning of Virgo season is really merged with this full moon energy. So I don't know if you checked out my full moon forecast reading. You might want to have a look at that for more guidance about what might be coming up for you in this full moon. But those energies are really going to be carrying through Virgo season. Jupiter was conjunct that full moon, so there's a lot of enhancement of potential, of luck, of all the things that Jupiter brings. Jupiter expands our lives, so all of this is sort of ushering in this your season, Virgo. But currently Mars is also in your sign, so Mars is all about our inner warrior and our energy and our, what we, putting things into action, getting things done. It's a very, very active, fiery planet, very passionate. So getting in touch with your inner passion this month, this birthday season for you Virgos, should come easy enough. Like, you want things to happen. Our solar return, when the sun returns to the point of our birth, is all about renewal, right? I think it's our personal new year. I'm never one for New Year's resolutions, but I think when it's your birthday, it's like that clock. Okay, so what do I want to happen this year, this trip around the sun? What would I like to see? Where would I like to be this year? I think writing all these things down and really considering them, making a kind of birthday ritual, can be really helpful. I think it can be much more meaningful than we realize in terms of sort of bringing things into our reality. Any other headlines for you in terms of planetary influences, Virgo? Uranus has, for some time, for the past couple of years, been in your fellow Earth sign Taurus, which means, whatever your significant Virgo placement is, with your Virgo sun, you will be experiencing a trine, a very harmonious, refreshing aspect to your natal sun. Uranus is all about authenticity. It's a lot about change. So you'll be experiencing a lot of renewal and increased sort of energy, forward-thinking energy in whatever area of life that you have this Virgo placement. So Uranus is currently at 14 degrees, mid-degrees of, not quite mid-degrees. I'm terrible with numbers. I'm good at symbolism and tarot, of course, but not so good at numbers. Mid-ish degrees of Taurus. So those with earlier degree Virgo placements would have already experienced this sort of sense of renewal and with Uranus, it's all about authenticity and being who we truly are and being willing to sort of show our true colors at the core. But it also is fundamentally like it's a planet that wants to change things, to take us out of any ruts that we have been in. So that's something to look forward to for you mid and later degree Virgos out there, whatever that placement is for you. So Neptune is at the later degrees of Pisces. Currently we have Pluto nearby in Capricorn, at the later degrees. So both of those heavy hitting big planets, you know, when we're talking about Neptune and Pluto, we're talking about these very slow orbits. When we experience an aspect, a transiting aspect from these planets, it really does bring strong, deep, long-lasting change into our lives. And both of those planets, Pluto and Neptune, are in signs that are harmonious with yours. Pluto in Capricorn trines your sign, and most of you watching this, because Pluto is in the late degrees of Capricorn, will have already experienced a trine to your Virgo planet, which is a very, very deeply transformative transit. I have been through a Pluto trine the Sun transit, and I say it was probably one of the most, it wasn't always easy, but one of my favorite transits looking back. It really made me feel alive and connected to who I was. Those of you in the later degrees of Virgo have this to look forward to in the coming years as Pluto completes its transit of Capricorn. So Neptune is in Pisces, which, although it is a water sign which tends to be harmonious with you, Virgo, Pisces is your opposing sign. It's your natural 7th house. You two are sort of like two sides of the same coin. You're very connected, but very, very different. With Neptune in Pisces, many of you have experienced oppositions from Neptune, which tends to create a lot of confusion. Like I say, Neptune is currently at 22 degrees of Pisces. Most of you have already been through the opposition to your Virgo planet. And when we're talking about oppositions, we are talking about often experiences that we go through that are, you know, brought, like there's somebody else. With the square, it's more of inattention. With the opposition, it's often like circumstances that have to do with others that create confusion. And when we're talking about an opposition between Neptune and the Sun, we're talking about confusion around purpose and identity. But like I said, many of you have already done your time with these transits. If you do have a Virgo Sun or a significant Virgo placement in the late degrees of Virgo, then an opposition will be, I don't want to scare you, it's not like that. None of these transits are supposed to sort of scare you. You should never feel anxious about them. They're all learning experiences and they're intended to create growth. But if that is you and you're curious about what this will mean, first off, all the other Virgos have already been through this stuff, but if you do want guidance, do reach out for me. I can talk through sort of dates, significant dates in which you might experience this transit and the areas in your life that you're most likely to feel its significance. But like I said, late degrees of Virgo, most of you have already, and Neptune will be moving into, not yet, we still have plenty of time of Neptune in Pisces because it is such a slow planet, but it will be moving into Aries in a few years. Okay, so I think that covers the astrology. There'll be timestamps below, of course, if you just skip the reading to allow you to just skip the reading, because I do like to do my Astro Ramble. But let's get on to the reading. We just want to do a general read, a general forecast for the month ahead, Virgo. So let's see what we have here for you. We have reincarnation, nice. We have the spiral, we have herbal allies, we have the dragon, and your flower ally here is the daffodil. Gorgeous. So I'm just going to also bring in the tarot here. I'm going to use the Linestrider to bring some more clarification for you guys about the month ahead. But yeah, reincarnation. This particular birthday season for you, Virgo, may seem like a really big one. Like a big change, or just like you may have big plans, you may have just been through a lot lately. It's just like a lot has been going on for you, and I think many of you are quite determined that this year is going to be different. I think this card wants to come out. We have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, there's a maze here also in this reincarnation. So it may be that you're facing a period of growth, or you're quite determined for growth to happen and change to happen in your life after a period of confusion, of feeling a bit lost. So if you have been facing some of these Neptune oppositions, that may have been the case, right? You may have just felt like you didn't know which way you were going. You may have just felt like, God, I'm just lost in this endless fog. There's a determination here that I'm picking up on for you Virgos, that no, things are going to be different. This year is going to be different for you. And yes, it will be. You're determined to make it so, and it will be, Virgo, because yeah, I think a lot of you guys, you've just perhaps been in a period of stagnation. Shall I take these two? Yeah, these two want to come out here. Let's just get another card from this deck. What would you like to say, Tarot? Here we go. All right, that, we'll leave it at that. The spiral, yeah, again, there's this sort of like, you may have felt for a while, Virgos, if you've just been going around in circles and nothing is changing. You're just like on a loop and you can't see the way out. You can't see the way forward. That is going to be changing this year. I think it's going to be changing pretty imminently for you guys, because it's like there's been this build up over time, and you know that change is necessary. I did mention Uranus also in my intro. My intro was a bit of a ramble in terms of talking about the astrology, and of course it's very specific to your birth date and the degree of Virgo that your placement is in, as to when you might be experiencing different transits from Neptune or Uranus, for instance, or Pluto. These Neptune transits are quite challenging for Virgos. They create confusion, stagnation, a feeling of not knowing where you're headed, and a lot of you will have been feeling that way. Just like when it's the ascendant, so if you're Virgo rising and if you've had sort of Neptune around in your 7th house, it just like, it creates a lot of illusions. It's difficult to really define things around you with Neptune energy hovering. This spiral, yeah, it may have felt endless, and you may have felt, some of you may have felt quite caught in things that you, been in places that you didn't want to be, but you just couldn't see a clear exit. I think, yeah, a change is coming. For some, change is very imminent. For others, it may be that if you're in a state of confusion, if you feel quite disoriented and as if things aren't clear, there's no clear signposts for you to figure out. Sorry, my battery is popping up at me there. Sorry, Virgos. If you feel for a while, let me just pull this down a bit, that there hasn't been clear signposts, know that often these states of confusion can happen because they're prompting us to look within, to learn to navigate within. So to not rely on external things to tell us which way to go, but to tune in with our deeper needs and make progress that way. So if you feel that you're still in this state, in this labyrinth, and trying to reincarnate, trying to renew something, you're in this sort of endless spiral, know that the way forward, the way out, is instead of looking around you. Somebody's car alarm. This has been such a noisy day that I've been trying to do some readings that I've done today. It's, yeah, but hopefully it won't disrupt your ability to hear this, Virgo. No, it's all about learning to navigate from within, tuning out what other people are saying, create your own opportunities too. It may be that you're sort of, for instance, let's say that you're looking at a jobs board, you're wanting change in your life, but there's nothing there, and perhaps there was nothing there last week or what have you that seemed like it was meant for you. If that's the case, again, go within and try and figure out a way to think outside the box and look for your own opportunities rather than relying on the world to present opportunities to you. It's all about going within, reconsidering your approach, right? Herbal allies. Nice. So for some of you, of course, this is suggesting that connecting to nature and maybe even herbs, right? Or herbs. Some of you say herbs. In England, it's herbs. some of you, I know it's a silent H, herbs. You may need something like this in your life right now, maybe a supplement. If you're into Chinese medicine or wherever it is that you go, that may be something that you could do to help yourself to feel a little bit more grounded, or just spending time outside, spending time in nature, if you can allow yourself that sort of time this month, Virgo, to reconnect if you've been feeling a little confused, a little lost. Yeah, because this card is also speaking to, it says dragon here, Gaia's gateway, access Earth's inner wisdom. I do think some of you are really just sort of needing to tap into yourself right now. There's been a focus on things going on around you, outside of you, things that are maybe outside of your control, and you really just need to go within. If there's questions that you need answered, the purple is really coming through to me here on this card with the dragon. And the dragon, of course, is a mythical, sort of unreal creature. I do think with this purple, it's about the higher chakras, and there's purple here on this justice card. I do think connecting with your intuition and kind of looking above certain circumstances. Some of you may be in slightly frustrating circumstances, or like you may have gotten sort of caught or bogged down in the mundane, in day-to-day things, and neglected a sort of your more spiritual side, and it may be necessary for you to take a slightly higher view in order to know how to figure out this spiral, this maze situation. To look above. The dragon is this sort of mythical, dreamlike flying creature that can see from above, taking a higher perspective. I think that's really important here, Virgo. So the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups also often speaks to dreams, romanticism. I am feeling like there's certain dreams that you have neglected. I do think for some of you, yeah, you feel caught in something, and it may be just day-to-day circumstances. You feel like you too have too many heavy responsibilities to really give your time to your dreams, prioritize things, but it's like the potential of this Knight of Cups, of your dreams. I do think it's necessary to connect with this energy in order to experience this reincarnation that wants to happen as you move into a new solar year, Virgo. Reconnecting with some of your dreams and wishes, whatever that looks like for you, and having the kind of confidence to move ahead with them. The Queen of Wands speaks to confidence, personal power. She is a very active queen, and I think you need to understand and know, Virgo, that you have everything you need to create what you want. It's about creating space, and I just think some of you have just gotten stuck on a bit of a loop, and you just need to figure out look at this from a higher perspective and figure out a way to move forward, because I do think for some of you there are ideas, plans you have for this year ahead, and know that you're more than capable. This Queen of Wands energy, she's very, very capable, and she draws in a lot of positive things to her. I mean, this Jupiter full moon, that's bringing us into Virgo season is bringing expansion and possibility with it. So yeah, it's like, imagine it, Virgo, is sort of like a little magic carpet that you can sort of, this amazing wave of possibility and luck that you can jump on board with. So we have this purple on the Justice card. What's coming through to me is a necessity to cut certain things away, to remove any extraneous elements that are adding to this sense of chaos, confusion, this sense of feeling a little bit trapped in circumstances. I think there are things that you can let go. Whether, Virgo, you're a sign that really likes to help people out. It's hard for you to say no to a friend in need or someone that needs a favor, but I think there is a tendency to take on too much and on too much of other people's worries, things that just are not your responsibility, Virgo. This is something that you do tend to do. This card is really asking you, in order to create this purple space for the higher chakras, your spiritual self, you do need to cut certain things off, or just sort of like learn to say no to certain requests or things that are taking your time. And if there are things that are draining your time right now that are inessential, there's a need to prioritize, to create more space for yourself to pursue these dreams of yours, Virgo. The Four of Wands, yeah, this is lovely. This is sort of quite a relaxing Four of Wands. This is a very festive card. Allow yourself, Virgo, please do celebrate your birthday. I know some people just sort of they don't like to do that. and also birthdays have been strange in the past couple of years for us because we haven't been able to be really together. Do celebrate your birthday in some way. This year, I'm getting for more of you, you may just give yourself time to relax, maybe with one other person or just like your closer circle, and just perhaps just go and lie in the park for a day. Do something that really allows you to chill out, put your worries aside. You don't have to have a big blowout party, but just I'm feeling more like you perhaps need, Virgo, just like a little nourishing time perhaps with whoever is your closest person, right? Whatever that looks like for you. Or some of you, perhaps you do want a big party. The Four of Wands does speak to big festive occasions, so, and it's your birthday, Virgo. Celebrate yourself. But I think it's just more important, like the birthday's like just kind of an excuse to chill, right? And let yourself be a bit free, give yourself permission. I'm a big believer, like, give yourself a week to celebrate your life. Come on, it's your life. You're still here, another year has passed. Celebrate yourself and allow people to celebrate you, Virgo. You do so much for other people, Virgo, you do, and we appreciate it. Maybe not everyone all the time, but I think I certainly appreciate you, Virgos, and your generosity and your attention and care. But you guys really deserve to celebrate yourself this year. The Seven of Pentacles. So this is all a card about assessment, right? And looking at the path, potentially the path taken, the path ahead. I was sensing, yeah, there's a lot of you Virgos that do have a plan in the works. There's something that you would like to devote yourself to, a dream of some sort. I am feeling that there is a kind of waiting that comes with Seven of Pentacles. You may feel a little bit stalled in terms of your plans, but I'm sensing that it's the kind of thing that maybe there's never a good time, and you can convince yourself forever that it's not the right time, not now, like maybe not next week, maybe 6 months from now. No, Virgo, I'm really feeling that there are things that you can cut out, things that are just sort of unnecessary responsibilities here that you can cut out to make more space for yourself to pursue something that you want to do, because you can put things off forever and then it's just sort of like time passes, and there is this necessary reincarnation that needs to happen. There's this necessary growth and sort of expansion that this Jupiter full moon like really wants for you, Virgo. But in order to allow it to happen, you have to remove the things that aren't necessary, that are draining you, and you also have to tap in with your own sense of confidence and knowing that you can achieve what you want, and also with your intuition, with your higher self. Know that you know what's right for you. You're incredibly smart, sign, Virgo. You're incredibly insightful in knowing. Let's have a look at this daffodil. This is your flower ally for your birthday season, and it's all about inspiration. According to Greek mythology, daffodils sprung up in the spot where a conceited narcissist wasted away, having fallen in love with his own reflection. Okay. Despite their grisly past, daffodils' meaning are overwhelmingly positive. It's all about the arrival of spring. In China, it's believed that daffodils can bring a year of good luck. Yeah! If they are forced into bloom during the new year in February. Good luck. Okay, inspiration. Daffodils can generate inspiration or indicate respect and a wish for vitality and renewal. The sun shines when I'm with you. You're the only one. This is lovely. But I think, yeah, what's coming through most is creating this space for you to really connect with who you are and what you want, not what other people want for you. It is necessary for you to tune out a lot, to cut out some things, but also just to tune out voices. There is a lot going on around you, to allow yourself to be inspired. This is a fruitful time of year for you, Virgo, and like I said, Mars is also in your sign, which gives you it means that you have a lot more energy, access to your own energy and passion and zest that you wouldn't necessarily have. So if you had a certain idea and project that you'd put on the back burner, or you're on pause with it, or you have questions, you're uncertain, I really think now is a good time to move ahead, Virgo. You typical to you, I'm sure that you've put in a lot of work and groundwork, and you've probably thought a lot about it and contemplated it. It does seem that, yeah, like I said at the beginning, a lot of you have been caught in a moment, in a spiral, you don't know the way out, but part of that is self-induced because you're not taking necessary steps to move forward the things that you do want. Yeah, so to just summarize here, herbal allies. You know, Virgo, your sign is also very connected to health. You can be very health conscious. You're very aware of your body, and many of you taking care of your body and being very careful with it. Some of you may be healers. Some of you may be interested in things like naturopathy and herbalism. If you're not, this might be an interesting time to start exploring this because it could just bring expansion in certain ways. I do think some of you have ideas and projects for small businesses. Some of them might be related to healing practices. Yeah, I'm really feeling just like green light, go ahead, let the inspiration take you, let this new year, this solar return, this new, well, we're in Virgo season, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate, Virgo. Go ahead. You're more than capable of tapping into this Queen of Wands energy of enthusiasm, accomplishment, personal power, all of that. It's the only way out of this. I feel like some of you have just been here too long, waiting for change. It's time to make that change happen, and it's Virgo season, Virgo, so the time is now. But yeah, herbal allies. If it's not herbalism, there's some kind of, there's something personal to you, and I think it does require you being at the lead of something. So whether it's an actual company or a small business that you want to launch, or maybe just be just like something that interests you, but it's about you. It's really very much a personal project to you. And if you don't have something in mind right now, Virgo, this is a card of inspiration, so creating the space for that inspiration to come in so that you can tap into your deeper needs to figure out the ways out of this spiral labyrinth that you've been in. Allow yourself to go deep with it if you're in that position where you're unsure. But I think a lot of you do have something in mind, something you've been preparing but you've been holding off. Yeah, I'll keep saying it, but yeah, no, the time is now because it's your time. This is your time of year, Virgo. And I really, really, really think this full moon with Jupiter that is ushering in Virgo season, it's a good luck thing. Like, luck is on your side, Virgo. Like, there's this amazing energy that is sort of walking hand in hand with Virgo season this year, and I think it's really exciting. But if you're holding back because of risk, then please know that you can handle whatever comes your way, Virgo, because you're so resourceful, you are so very capable. You're so very capable of handling whatever comes your way, Virgo. So I'll just say again, happy birthday, and please do celebrate your birthday one way or another. Give yourself some space to check in with yourself and connect with your loved ones and the things that really matter to you. You're worth it, Virgo. Love you, Virgos. I do. Yeah, have an incredible Virgo season, an incredible year ahead, and it's going to be a good one. I can feel it. Find some daffodils. I know it's not the season for daffodils, but obviously this daffodil yellow energy is something, and yellow is also the solar plexus, which is on this Queen of Wands. It's creativity, it's action. So if you can bring yellow things around you, and also purple and yellow, I think are significant colors for you at the moment, Virgo. So yeah, I'll wrap this up now, but it was a pleasure, and I look forward to reading for you guys again soon. Take care, Virgos, and happy birthday.